YouTube right now. So if I look at the two cameras, that's what's going to happen. But essentially, guys, what we're doing today is I'm just going to be waiting for YouTube to set up. That's just taking a little longer. And I'm going to talk to you guys about food. Okay, so we're on YouTube. We're on Facebook. Fantastic. Guys, welcome again to episode 1 of Alex Eats Healthy Food. I'm Alex, and I'm going to eat some healthy food. The food I'm going to eat today is some lean cuisine, creamy chicken and basil spaghetti. There's a few reasons I've chosen lean cuisine, chicken and basil spaghetti. The first one being that Lean Cuisine is just one of the most prolific brands for anyone out there wanting to lose weight, wanting to be healthier. And I am here to see if it's worth it, if it's worth the money, if it's worth, and just kind of give it a nice objective review of this food, because I do spend my life, working against things like lean cuisine and trying to get people to cook and sustain themselves nutritionally and do their very best to do it themselves and not go for convenience. But I don't like just slagging things off without knowing what they're like. So I'm going to give a nice objective review today of lean cuisine. The criteria I'm going to be using. One is going to be price, convenience. What's the other one? Flavor and sort of nutritional value, and kind of break that all down. The first thing I'm going to say about lean cuisine here, this was $5.70 for a meal that's this big to serve one person. It's a chicken and spaghetti meal. I am very, very well aware that for $5.70 you could serve 4 people a spaghetti meal. Easily. Spaghetti is going to cost about, $2 a kilo. You get that with a couple chicken thighs, chop it up. You can make a $5.70 meal for 2 to 4 people easily. And in restaurants, that's what we rely on. So that price, I'm going to say fresh food is going to win every time against this. And then when it comes to convenience, this is a microwave meal. We take it out from frozen. I don't have a microwave in my house, so I had to go down to the cafe downstairs to get this microwave for me. But the instructions are you actually have to take the lid off a little bit, put it in the microwave for 3 minutes, and then take it out and then stir it, and then put the lid back on and then put it back in for another 2 minutes and then stir it and then let it sit. So you're looking at almost sort of 8 minutes to actually get this microwave meal ready out of the freezer. And so to cook, once again, a fresh pasta, you can do that in 10, 12 minutes. Nice and easily. So convenience factor and price factor, I'm going to say definitely not worth it. Not one bit. It take you 5, 10 minutes anyway, make some food. If it took 2 or 3 minutes, I might understand. It does not. Now, let's move on to nutritional value of this meal. This meal is meant to be serving one person, 300 grams. For me, it's not a very big meal. It doesn't look like it's going to be very filling. I eat a lot of food though, so that's just me. And what we got in here is a few interesting things. Like ingredients, you got relatively normal stuff. You got stuff you expect. Spaghetti, this is what it's made of. You got vegetables, peas, spinach, onion, good cooked marinated chicken, chicken breasts, all good. Then it comes into the stuff that you don't really want in your natural bowl of pasta. This is where we get into, salts. 3 different numbers. 450, 451, 452. So these are iodized kind of processed salts. Natural flavoring, chicken fat, interesting. Stuff that you would not be currently, putting into your food if you were cooking naturally at home. We've also got things like thickener 1422, yeast extract, canola oil, which is not a very good oil. It's a really hydrogenized oil. It's not great for you. It's a very bad fat. Stabilizer. And I'm actually seeing a couple of times in here, which concerns me, sugar. Now, I know there's natural sugars in vegetables, but they're not saying that. There's 2 different places in this ingredients list where they've added sugar into this meal, which is meant to be both a weight loss meal and a healthy meal, lean cuisine. What are you adding sugar into pasta for? Who are these people putting sugar in a basil, lemon, and chicken spaghetti? Not I, and I think that coming from the beginning, there's a good sort of 30, 40 ingredients in there. This pasta, spaghetti, basil, lemon, and vegetables should have maximum 8. 8 at a push, So it says no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives, and that may be true, but there's definitely some extracted things in there that I don't trust. Either way, let's have a look. Looking at taste, at visual appearance, you know, looks kind of shitty. I'm not into it. It's green. It's a nice green color. Smells okay. Smells kind of like aeroplane food. And I'm going to dig in. So right now, stirring it up, it's a nice little creamy looking pasta. I can tell it's way too hot. And, you know, I'm going for my first taste of lean cuisine ever. So, alrighty then. So, first taste of the spaghetti and first taste of the chicken. All right. This is interesting because, as I assumed, the spaghetti is drastically overcooked. Very, very soft. But not as bad as I thought it would be. A lot of people might even like it that way. And the chicken has been cut very, very thinly. And I thought that would be super duper dry and rubbery. It's not. The chicken's quite tender. The chicken is quite tender, and I'm fine with that. Like, I can actually taste a good amount of basil in there, a good amount of lemon. There's something slightly off, like it's creamy, but it's almost watery at the same time. It's like it's kind of been, because it's steamed in the packet, there's so much steam inside it. What may have been a lovely silky creamy sauce once upon a time is now kind of, you know, kind of watery and kind of insipid. So, but initial flavor reactions, guys, I'm going to go, you know, it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. You'd eat this on an airplane, you'd be happy. You go to a crappy Italian restaurant, like one of those Australian Italian restaurants in like a shopping mall. Belinda, I've had a question on Facebook Live over here. Do I think they're okay for weight loss? I think the thing that is okay for weight loss, and the idea about lean cuisine for weight loss, is that they're relatively small meals. So if you eat that for dinner, 300 grams, you'll be in a calorie deficit, so you'll be eating less than you normally would for sure, which if you're exercising, that will lead to weight loss. In terms of, you know, what's in there, like, you got stuff in there that's not going to facilitate weight loss as well. You got like the canola oil, which is a really hydrogenized oil. You want to be eating natural olive oils and coconut oils, not things like canola oil because it's been overly processed. There's things like sugars in there, which you just don't need for any reason at all. And yeah, like, and as I said, like, people go for these things to help them lose weight conveniently. But, you know, if you wanted to eat pasta and chicken for some reason, you could do that. You can make a batch of it once a week, twice a week, and it would cost you no money. It would take you 30 minutes to have it all prepped and in boxes ready, and you wouldn't need to be doing this stuff. You'd be microwaving anyway, and you end up with a better, more natural product. So in terms of okay for weight loss, the only thing I can see these being good for weight loss is that it keeps you away from even more processed foods like fast foods, if that's a real issue for you, and it is pretty low in calories. It's a small meal, but it's like, I don't see the point. I don't see the point in going for these meals. And I'll tell you why. There's the whole concept of give a man a fish, teach a man to fish. If you give a man a fish, if you give a man a microwave pasta meal, that man eats well for a day, right? If you go out and you put in the effort to teach yourself to cook natural, healthy food rather than always going for fucking frozen, freezer, convenient bullshit like this, then you're going to be more sustainably able to lose weight and be healthy in a longer, you know, on a longer time period, okay? So at the moment, this meal will keep me eating natural food, but not even that natural, for the next 5 minutes, and it's one meal. My freezer will then have to be full of these things all the time to keep me away from fast food. And then if I have this and I run out of these and I've learned nothing about food and I don't know how to cook and prepare food for myself, then I'm going to end up going back to the same fast food bullshit that I'm trying to replace with this. So my answer is, for lean cuisine, price, I think it's overpriced, especially if you're having 3 of these a day, especially if you're a couple and you're having 6 of these a day. No, thank you. Convenience, it's not that convenient. You know, it takes about 8 minutes to put this together for a small, pretty unsatisfying meal. Health-wise, the benefits I can see is that's going to be a smaller meal than you're used to and lower calories if you are used to eating massive amounts of fast food and junk. And taste-wise, not too bad. Taste-wise is okay. It's a good sort of 6 out of 10. You know, I'm comparing this to decent airplane food. So I could eat it. It's overcooked. It's not great, but it's fine. And chicken should never be with pasta, just saying. Don't put chicken in pasta. No one does that. That's what Australians do. Italians don't do that. So my overall rating for lean cuisine, chicken and basil, creamy spaghetti, which, by the way, who, when they're trying to lose weight, eats creamy spaghetti? Like, who are they trying to pander to by doing that? You know why the thing is? Because you can't freeze salad. You can't freeze. This meal's making me angry because I don't understand why people go for this stuff. I will personally teach you how to make this meal cheaper, easier, more naturally, in less time, and it will be so much better for you. And this kind of shit, I came in here objectively, and the more I talk about it, poor people who actually think this is the answer, taking frozen bullshit like this, which is not that bad as a product, and when they're advertising it as lean cuisine, if they advertise it as convenient cuisine, yeah, sure, have it. That's great. I get it. But when they advertise it as lean cuisine, living a life of balance, fuck off. You're not living a life of balance. The perfect combination of vegetables and lean chicken, low-fat meal, packed with protein. Sure, it's packed with protein, but it's also got sugar in spaghetti. Who needs... Guys, this was my intention to come in here objectively, and I've done just that, but it's turned into a relatively subjective interview and review because this stuff pisses me off. Also, if you don't have a microwave like me, this takes 40 minutes to heat up in the oven. Who's putting pasta in the oven? And why would you wait? And why would you wait 40 minutes to have it, to have this bullshit right here? My final review of lean cuisine. It is not very convenient. It is not very tasty. And it is not particularly good for you. A low 3 out of 10. And they're getting the 3 because I respect the fact that they've managed to keep some relatively fresh flavors and the vegetables nice and green. You know, there's good crunch in the peas. They've done that well. In the fact that I respect that. The quality of the vegetables and the chicken is not too bad. Everything else about this meal really pisses me off. Alex's Eating Healthy Food, episode 1 is over, guys. Lean cuisine, chicken and basil spaghetti. I wanted it to be better. I wanted to give it more points. It's a big thumbs down from me. Lean cuisine. I won't be taking any endorsement deals from you anytime soon. Get out there, feed your future. Let me teach you how to cook, guys. Let me teach you how to look after yourself. And if any people out there are really struggling to find convenience like this, you know what? I'm here. There's people out there you can help. Buy a book. Do anything you can to stay away from this becoming your life. It makes me really sad, and I really, really feel for people who think this is the way forwards. It's just not. It's marketing. It is really, really quite aggressive, malicious marketing to vulnerable people who think this is the answer because they don't know any better. Do not take advantage of people by saying this will make you healthy. This is bullshit. Goodbye, lean cuisine. That's me. YouTube, I'm out. Facebook, I'm out. I'd love to see your comments. I'm going to share this, and I'm expecting some people to be happy, some people to be angry. I don't care what happens. That's my honest opinion. Please tell me what foods you'd like me to review next time. Healthy foods, because I want to start doing this and really creating a conversation around this convenience, health paradigm that we're experiencing in our modern lives where fast is always better. Guys, take care of yourselves. I love you all to bits, and there's nothing you can do about it. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Goodbye to you both, and good